there's another nightmare surfacing. In the desperate search for water, disused gold mines are being excavated. At mines in Matabeleland, they have found water. They've also found human bones. So this is where the dead went during the reign of terror of the 1980s. The government's embarrassed by this new evidence of the time when Mugabe's men marched into Matabeleland, killing, raping, torturing. Up to 10,000 so-called dissidents are said to have disappeared. At Antelope mine, we filmed after the police guards had gone. With each bucket load, there was a macabre collection of human debris, femurs, ribs, pieces of clothing. They thought they could bury the past, but with bones being found here every day, the massacres of Matabeleland are returning to haunt the government, opening up old wounds, which some say is already leading to an explosive situation. In a nearby village, Nellie Dubé fainted when she heard about the bones. Her husband, the local headmaster, was abducted one night in 1985. She hasn't seen him since. He was accused of supporting forces in Matabeleland rebelling against the government. For her, it's a daily struggle to look after her children and grandchildren. Nellie Dubé was pregnant when her husband disappeared. This is her son, who was born 6 months later. She named him God Knows, because only God knows what happened to his father. God, that is, and the president. He created the now notorious 5th Brigade. They were specially trained by the North Koreans, and they were sent to root out ex-guerrillas loyal to Joshua and Nkomo. National unity had collapsed. Nkomo was now Mugabe's arch-rival. The 5th Brigade rampaged through Matabeleland unchecked. It was a bloody return to the old tribal conflict between the majority Shona, who supported Mugabe, and the Ndebele. The president admitted to us there may have been excesses by the 5th Brigade, though he still doesn't criticise their actions.
The 5th Brigade was the first to operate in the area, and the people in the area thought that the 5th Brigade was, had excesses in its activities. But the dissidents did more harm than the harm that the people allege was done by the 5th Brigade. But of course, where you're fighting war, you expect that the people will complain about certain excesses by your forces.
People are still afraid to complain openly. Joseph Dubé retired as an Ndebele commander after the Liberation War. He's trying to get people to talk about the atrocities. Here, everyone knew someone who disappeared. This blind man remembers the horror of a visitation from the 5th Brigade. The politicians have since patched up their differences, but the villagers are left resenting the president.
The dissatisfaction means that people are building a time bomb. He's building his own time bomb, and he's digging his own grave. It's a subjection of other people by another people. And this is what we fought against Smith. We have fought against the system that was introduced by Smith because of discrimination and the colonial infrastructure. The same, if it's a practice by the blacks, it must be fought to the last ditch of our life.
Cornelius Nube is on his way to work. He's a popular spiritual leader in Matabeleland. In times of drought, more and more people are turning to ancient traditions for help. He makes regular pilgrimages to a local shrine to summon ancestral spirits. They've told him they're angry. That's why there's no rain. Angry because the dead from the massacres still lie unburied. He says they'll only be appeased by an apology from the president himself.
Government should actually make an apology to the people. The government was responsible for the brutal matters that were taking place around Matabeleland, and they should actually, make an apology for that.
And what if the president doesn't apologise?
I think we'll have, the drought will continue as such, and it will never stop.
I won't apologize. I'll say this is what happened. In a war, these things happen. If there were excesses by the Americans, the British, in Germany, nobody will apologize today for what happened during the Second World War. They will say, well, these are the excesses, and regretted though they are, the lesson we learn is that we mustn't be in conflict with each other.